What's good, y'all? It's C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about creating assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with Christian, the founder of Niftgen. What's good, Christian?
Hey, C. Will, happy to be on the show. It's all great. Busy day, but I'm loving it.
Most definitely. I'm happy to have you on the show. I would say this, your first time on the show. So welcome, and you would definitely be back again. But let's dive in. So you want to break down to my audience who you are and then what you're building?
Sure, of course. So my name is Christian. I'm the co-founder of Niftgen. I'm originally from Italy, Milan, but I've been living in Miami, Florida for about 15 years. It's been a long time, really. So, and I'm building this. I went to middle school, high school, university, all in the United States, American citizen and all that. I occasionally travel to Milan sometimes for family and stuff like that. So that's like a little bit of my background. In terms of Niftgen, what are we doing? So we're building a hub for video creators to better monetize their content. What's the problem? There's about 70 million video creators out there on YouTube and Twitch, and believe it or not, about 98% of those make below United States poverty line.
I can agree.
Yeah, which is insane, really, right? And we realized one of the main problems why this is happening is because video creators have low engagement rates. Because just think about it. On YouTube, you need high engagement rates to get people to subscribe to you. You need people to subscribe to you, have high engagement rates. That way you hope that the advertising companies advertise on your channel. So that's for that part. On Twitch, people, you make money doing with subscriptions, but you still have to keep your users engaged to keep them subscribing to you.
Yes.
And based on a lot of research that me and my co-founder did, is a good engagement rate for a video creator, a Twitch creator, like a really, really good rate is 5%. Which I've always like, okay, so in school 5% is like an F minus. You should be crying all day. Like in the current business, it's like great. I'm like, okay, so that's clearly not okay. That's a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed that there are some Web3 video platforms out there like DTube, DLive, and Odyssey. And so I was like, okay, so clearly these guys are doing something to solve this massive problem, right? No, zero. Like they really have not solved the problem at all, unfortunately. And I was just like, we have 70 million video creators that love what they're doing and they cannot monetize their content. So we got to fix this problem.
Yes.
And so we realized that the key root, like I said before, is engagement rate. How can we get those engagement rates up? We realized the reason they're so low is because, let's say that you and I were doing this on YouTube, right? People would just watch us and they would get great content, I'm sure, but that's all they get. They get nothing more. They're just passive viewers, right, on these video platforms. That's why many times they don't engage that often. So at Niftgen, what we want to do is that we want to reward people for their engagement. How do we do that? With a Niftgen token, platform token, where let's say I'm a user, I go to a video, I click on it, I watch it, I comment on it, I leave a rating for it, then I come back, I watch other videos, I actually click, I do stuff with it, I am rewarded with this Niftgen token. Now, that's all good, but then what can you do with this? So some of the utility we have for this token would be that you can buy NFTs for it. We have an NFT marketplace component as well. I'll get to that a little bit later if you want to.
Yep.
You'll be able to access special events because sometimes you creators may want to do like VIP events for like very special guests, right? So you can do that. You can only access those events with the Niftgen token. Another one, and this is much further down the road, but is we want the token to be used as a way for the fans to vote and participate in content creation. So what do I mean by that? You do a live stream, right? A long live stream, you can give options to the people saying, okay, how do you guys think, what should I do, right? In a live stream, like while you're doing it. And then people will be able to vote on it with their token. So that's a way to kind of like to empower them to influence content creation in real time. And the more they engage, the more the token they have, the more power they have to vote on content creation. It creates that loop where everyone's encouraging to engage.
Well, listen, I'm for it. You already know. Thank you
Oh, yeah.
for that breakdown. To see, Definitely like YouTube, I'll say is my main social media platform that I consume, right? But as you broke down, I don't get anything but the consumption. And we're in this Web3 world where people want more than just being the privilege of watching something. That's no longer a privilege anymore. So I'm definitely into that because we get enough content creators on Niftgen, I can then start switching some of my watch hours over to Niftgen and then receive tokens, have the ability to interact and engage and get me some NFTs and things like that. So that got me excited for sure. All right, let's talk about Algorand though. So why isn't this platform being built on Solana? Why isn't it being built on Cardano? Why did y'all choose Algorand?
Yes, of course. So to give you more background to the viewers, originally, like we were going to build a product on the Cardano blockchain.
Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly. But at the end, we decided to start building it on Algorand because yeah, ease of documentation, right? I mean, Algorand, from a developer perspective, they got really their documentation down in order packed. So that really helped the developer from a coding perspective. Okay, we know exactly what to do and how to get this project going, which for startups is fundamental. Like one of the main criticism about many blockchains, especially Ethereum when they first came out, is that their documentation was just a mess. So
And
it was very hard.
you mean like their SDK kits and things? Okay.
Yeah, that and just about everything really, like how to actually, like how does the smart contract work, right? Like when we came over to Algorand, it was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. This is perfect.
Stuff I know
So
has a
that was
resources there then. Yep.
Mhm. So that was one thing. And I mean, to be honest, over time, why not build stuff on Algorand? They're the most secured blockchain out there. I mean, with the recent update they just had with state proofs and Falcon keys, I mean, they cannot even be hacked by quantum computing, which doesn't even exist yet, right? But even if quantum computing was to come out today, they wouldn't be able to break the blockchain. They could be used to break the other blockchains, but not Algorand. So that's definitely one huge component to it. Other components, there's so many. One, it doesn't fork. I love that it doesn't fork, right? Because I mean, just think about it. If you have NFTs on your platform on any project, right, and the blockchain forks, that literally means you have duplicates.
Yep. You have two.
Yeah. Imagine having the deed to your house as an NFT, and then it forks, and you have like this clone, and it goes somewhere you don't know where it is. I would have a panic attack if that was my case.
Yeah. Yeah, because just like when you think about forking for the audience's education, we had like Ethereum is that best example of like it was Ethereum, then it forked and became the Ethereum we know, but the classic is still there. And then there's a high potential of a third version if they fork this Ethereum, and that is very confusing. I do like to know that there's one Algorand, and I'm not going to see it split into multiple Algorands and be all confusing. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so in that aspect, can we talk about the Algo Found and like, how you've been engaged in this community and how people have been accepting and things of that nature? How supportive have they been? Let's speak on that.
Oh, they've been extremely 100% supportive. In addition to you guys, we're talking to you guys, support like you, Crypto for Change, and everybody else from the next block and so forth. You guys have been great. I mean, we're pretty much building this product together, which is what I love doing. The Algo fam, they're very, very respectful, very responsive. Just if you reach out for them, they answer. Very professional. So I like the whole ecosystem component of Algorand, as I like to say. I love seeing, which is something I have not seen in other blockchains because I follow many blockchains because I like to be open-minded.
Me too.
But I think an Algorand is the one place where you have more collaborations between blockchain projects in the ecosystem as opposed to other chains, which I think that's a really good thing.
Yes, you're right. Because like AlgoFi is connected with their stable coin. You can use it on Lofty, and then we got all the different wallet integrations and more. That is amazing. And let's pivot to some of your integrations and things that you want to connect with or are currently connected with or partnering with.
Yes, of course. So like one of the partnership that it's in the works. It's nothing like it's not concluded yet, but it's with Vendable, where we're thinking about perhaps doing something where we could use some of their services to like for verifications of user, right? To make sure that like the users are actually who they say they are. And that can also be something to eliminate bots, essentially, because it's called Trustable, a great project, Vendible, by the way. They actually went on the JT show I believe last week. It's a great project on Algorand. They provide really a lot of services from a security perspective, from securing your seed phrase, from like making sure that like you are the actual owner of the account. So I mean, from a security perspective, I would love to partner with Vendible in that regard. Another partnership that we're exploring is with Wire. For those that don't know Wire, it's pretty much pay for NFTs with fiat currency, to give you guys an idea.
Smart.
Yes, or integrate fiat into it. So those are just two of the examples of the partnership that we are exploring at Niftgen. And I mean, there's probably a lot more they're going to happen down the road, but it's really great.
Oh, excellent. I like to hear it. The partnerships. For me, what the partnerships do, they help to legitimize the whole space, because it is like, if you're in a community and if no one's working with each other, you're not really in a community. So this is proven that Algorand does have a community. And then when even you see it in the NFT projects as well, all the like giveaways and different contests that people are mixing things together. It is amazing. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. So it gets me excited. So about Niftgen again. So can you give us the roadmap? Like, what's our timeline? I know we're in testnet right now, so we want people to sign up in testnet. And then from testnet, what's coming next?
Sure, of course. So yeah, so right now we are live on the testnet. You can just go to www.niftgen.com. We just have the NFT marketplace component right now, because originally we were going to be just a marketplace of social interactive features, but then we made this pivot to video creators after figuring out how massive the problem was for you guys. So that's where the pivot is coming from. Around October 31st is when we'll have the very first iteration of the video section of Niftgen. Let me give you some detail on how that's going to work. So users will have two options: either pay $4.99 a month to subscribe to one creator, such as yourself, and have access of all your content, or they can pay $8.99 a month and have access to all the video content on the platform. And I'd like to say that most of the content some of it will be exclusive content only at Niftgen, so it'll be content they won't be able to find in other places. So that's really the value stuff there. And one of the things that we have to reward users, because we'll be on the testnet on October 31st, right? Mainnet December 1st.
December 1st. Okay.
Yeah. So
write that down, y'all. Write that down.
Yeah, exactly, right? And what we're doing really is we want to onboard many users on the testnet to try out the product, to see what works, what doesn't, so we can fix stuff here. At Niftgen, guys, we're very customer obsessive, so we love like testing everything out with people. So like that's why we want to get many people on the testnet as possible. And we were thinking to give kind of like an incentive to people, because on testnet is free, right? You don't pay for anything. We have this promotional thing that for the first 500 users that sign up on Niftgen on the testnet, so just go www.niftgen.com and just create an account. That's all you have to do, really. You can play with the platform if you want. I would love that, because I get to see what happens. But all you have to do is create an account. Very easy to do, especially if you're in crypto. It would take you about 27 seconds at the most. That's actually a lot, like 7 seconds.
That's
yeah, like 7 seconds. That's probably all you need. And so for the first 500 users, that the reward is this. Once we do go on the mainnet, where you will have to pay, you can have either 3 months free of subscription if you subscribe to only one creator.
Okay.
And after those 3 months are over, you'll have the option to subscribe to that one creator again for a whole year, but at 25% discount. Or the other option is you can pay $8.99 to access the whole platform. You will have 2 months free. And then after those 2 months are up, the next year, so the next 12 months after that, it's 50% off.
Oh,
so you
get a longer term discount and value proposition by being an early tester.
Correct. That, and also a airdrop with Niftgen tokens as well. So you get those benefits.
That sounds great. Let's slowly start to close out. And you said the token. When will the token launch, and when can one look forward to like purchase, like what platforms, liquidity pools, and things of that nature?
Yeah, so I mean, the token will be out on the test net, right? So when it's going to be there, it'll also be on the main net on December 1st. In terms of liquidity pool, well, Tinyman for sure. Some amount will have to go to Tinyman. That's without a shadow of a doubt. And then we're working to see where else can it be and stuff like that to make it easier for users to have it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say Tinyman for sure. My favorites are also Algofy and Humble Swap. If you can hook that up.
Oh yeah. Oh, Humble. So that's a good one. Yeah.
Humble. So I just love the user interface and things of that. Okay. Well, that sounds great. December 1st is what we're gonna be really excited for. Any like final like insights or words that you want to drop before we close out?
That pretty much the project is moving along really fast and really great. So there's going to be a lot of like updates come from here till October 31st. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be coming on your show more often later to give you more updates.
Yeah, we got to let the people know that there's something cooking over there that they should be tapping in.
Yeah, one of the things that we have, so one thing, so shout out to the whole Niftgen team, by the way, because it's not just me working on this. There's my co-founder, there's 3 developers, there's 1 product designer, so we're a team of 6. Round of applause to all of them because they've been working really, really hard on this. And really the project wouldn't be here without them. So I just want to like to say thank you to all of them that believed in this project.
Yeah.
And one kind of last thing, and this is just in development, right? This is actually, I was talking with the devs about a few hours ago. There is a chance that the subscription thing for Niftgen might actually be with an NFT. So we're trying to see how that, yeah, exactly, right? Now,
it's like Tinyman is doing the Tiny Gotcha, and if you have a Tiny Gotcha in your wallet, you can then use certain liquidity pools. So we talk about in that type of fashion, you got the NFT, you can then have access to that video.
Yeah, it's actually different than that, but I can't get into many details because we're trying to see now, because we're trying to see from a coding perspective how would that work, right? So there's a lot more discussions need to go. Potential, exactly.
Man, I love NFT utility and usage. I think it's genius, and there's so many things that you could do with it. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm hyped. Okay, cool. So tell the folks where to find Niftgen and where can they sign up again on that testnet? Give them that address one more time.
Sure. So the website, it's www.niftgen.com. That's the testnet. That's where you go to create your account. Where else can you find us? On Twitter, so @Niftgen. That's where we are. I'm always on Twitter, so like feel free to please subscribe. I love having my subscriber count go up. Oh, and by the way, if anyone has any questions, DM me. Don't be shy. I answer any type of questions whatsoever, even like questions that you may think are silly. There's no such thing as silly questions for me. So if anybody wants to reach out, have questions about the project, don't be like, oh God, why am I writing to the co-founder? It's gonna be like, who are you? No, I'm not the type of guy. So just reach out to me, no problem.
It's good to know. All right, y'all.
And C will vouch for me on that.
Oh, facts. I keep my DMs open too. I do definitely believe in, saying something. I'm open. Just don't write and be like, hey, just say something.
So exactly. So yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, like, okay, that can mean a billion things. What do you want? Yeah.
So they'll do that. Say something. But again, all right, Christian, thank you for hopping on the show. I'm excited for what you're building. We're going to continue to work on this, partner up, and let the people know what's happening. Once again, thank you. Everyone who tapped in, leave some comments, like and share, and prepare yourselves. Go test out that testnet, and then we're going to see y'all on the next show. Thank you for tapping in. Peace, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Algorand. See the crypto, a digital face, 2021 fiat replaced. Had to have it, bank account by Algorand, large amounts. Digital left the physical space, the community had to be great. A digital wallet, large amounts. It's about fame, big bank account.